everyone, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. Today I have a plan with me for you guys. This kit is called Frost. It's from Miss and Meow. I do have a little discount referral link if you guys want to use it. It will be in the description box below, along with everything else that I use. Of course, it will be linked. If I have codes, they will be linked. So yeah, let's just get into this. So before I talk about the stickers and the spread, I did want to catch you guys up. For those of you who do not follow me on Instagram, I've been updating people on stories there, but for those of you who are just here on YouTube, you will not know that I just bought a house recently. So that's the reason for my absence. Also, it's just, I took some time off before that as well for house searching and all that stuff. And yeah, I've just got a lot going on in my personal life right now, but I am happy to be back and I have some more videos in the works. I know that it is June and I am posting a January spread, but that's just where I am in my life right now. I am going to skip though. So I have a couple more, one more January and one more February spread coming up that I'm going to be editing and posting here on YouTube and on Instagram before I jump into June. I'm just going to skip spring. Honestly, I might do maybe one or two spring spreads, but I'm just going to skip straight into summer because I realize that I really enjoy planning the current season that I'm in. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, that's the reason for my absence and I'm so glad to be back. I missed you guys. Definitely follow me on Instagram if you're not already because that's where I update people first. So if you want to be, included in all that, then Instagram is the place to be. Okay, so let's get into this kit. So I don't know if you guys saw, but when I was showing the kit itself, the bottom washi, there was two very patterned pieces of bottom washi, and that is just not my vibe. I really go for one patterned piece and then one very simple and plain piece. And since we did not have that for this kit, I just went ahead and used a Miss and Meow string strip of washi that I put down at the bottom. It's all snowflakey and fun. It was very kiss cut and fun to use and on transparent mat, which is really great. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm trying to cut the white space off of the date covers. I've been really, really loving, if you guys have been watching my last couple of videos, I've been loving making my own date covers and using a lot of different things to make date covers, just kind of branching out from my comfort zone with the rectangle normal date covers. So here I'm just cutting off the white space just to give myself some more room for date cover deco on top because the inserts that I use don't have a ton of room on the top of the date cover deco. So if I cut off some white space here, then I'm giving myself some more playroom for my date cover deco. Sorry if you guys can hear my computer. It is going crazy right now. The fan is going crazy because I'm recording and it's working really hard. So it's making all these noises. So sorry if you can hear that. But yeah, so let me know what you guys have been up to. I know I've been gone for a couple of months. There's so much coming out. I feel I missed an entire season. I feel I missed all the new releases. I've been trying to get caught up on Instagram, just going through all shops' Instagrams and checking out what everyone's been releasing. But it's definitely hard to get caught up when you take more than a month off of your hobby. So yeah, let me know what your guys' favorite things in the community have been recently. I'd love to hear what everyone has to say. So here I am just using a old sticker sheet that has no stickers on it, or maybe this is a sheet that I tore out of my reusable sticker book to use as a kind of a canvas to do stuff on, to just create random things. But I'm just making little bouquets that I'm going to use on the date covers that I'm going to decorate. So first I'm putting my date dots down. These are the Paper Trail Plans date dots, which have the square cut around them, which is very, very nice for lining up with these rectangle date covers. And then with my bouquets that I made, I'm just going to place them kind of randomly. I love that there are these tiny little birds in this kit, in the deco of this kit, because they're just so fun. They're really small, they're not much bigger than the individual florals, which is great because I feel any deco that is not a flower or a twig or a branch or a leaf or anything like that is usually quite large. I've been finding that in like deco sheets, like if it's, an animal or like an object, that's usually bigger. And so it's harder to bring those things in. But these little birds are just so fun and so tiny. I think they're so cute. So I did end up bringing them in, which is great. So for deco, I'm using this, like a lot of snowflakes, a lot of honey inked snowflakes, a lot of Sadie stickers, snowflakes. I think there's like some pretty pinko in there as well. Just like a lot of seasonal snowflake deco here. By the way, I debated on maybe not posting this video at all because I highly doubt anyone wants to watch a winter spread right now in the middle of June. But I was thinking about it, and like, I just decided that I'm going to post it because I have it made. I think people would rather see content go up than not. And I did spend a lot of time on this spread, and I definitely want to, give it its light and show it off. And so I just came to the conclusion that we're just going to have to get past the fact that it is no longer winter and I'm posting a winter spread. So, for the next couple videos, just bear with me, guys. I'm going to have some like spring content coming up soon, but I decided since I have the footage, I will edit and post it. So that's where we are. So anyways, moving on, I decided to use a Miss and Meow paint swatch up for the month deco. And of course I used a Paper Trail Plans month script and just like a really big floral behind it with lots of hanging snowflakes. That was like my thing for this kit, is I wanted to really bring out that bottom washi that I decided to bring in, by putting lots of hanging snowflakes and snowflake deco all around. So here I'm just decorating all of my date covers. I decided to bring in these snowflakes, and I would just cut them in half and then stick them on top to kind of give the illusion that they're peeking out, or at least that's what I was going for with this, is I kind of wanted it to be like, oh, the snowflakes are just behind the date covers peeking out and the whole thing is there, even though I cut them in half. And I just made them like every other date cover, or I only did, I think, 2 on each page, so that it's not overwhelming snowflakes everywhere. I mean, that's happening anyways though, because the entire kit, I just put snowflakes everywhere, but you get what I'm saying. And then I kind of went lighter with the deco this time. I feel like I've been going crazy with my date cover deco, and this time I only did florals in, I think I did like florals in every single date cover, but it wasn't a lot. Like the bouquets are only like every other, and then I have like individual pieces. And then I use those cute little Sadie stickers garlands that have the snowflake in them to kind of, give the illusion that, like I said, snowflakes are hanging down. That was what I was going for in the spread, because you'll see some of the full boxes have the garlands already in them. So I just wanted to like bring that out into the entire spread. So that's what I'm going for here. Also, I noticed that you guys really liked it when I slowed down the past few videos. So I've gone ahead and slowed this one down as well to only 2x speed. It's either 2x or 3x. It's a lot slower than what I had previously done though, so you should be able to really see what I'm doing. And before, I was kind of cutting out everything, I guess. I like this part right here, like I'm cutting that and I'm placing it. I was leaving that kind of stuff out, and I was just putting in the part where I place the sticker down, and not the part where I really like cut them and like choose what I'm doing. So I've been trying to leave more of that in, because I think a lot of you want to see the entire process, not just me placing the stickers, but how I got there and how I made them the size that they are. And there's like a lot more that goes into it. And then here I'm doing my hole punch area deco. And the way that I do this is I use that sheet, that reusable sticker sheet, which happens to be kind of see-through. I don't know if you can tell on camera here, but it is a little bit see-through, just enough for me to see the area right underneath it. So I'm able to kind of plan what I'm going to do without actually sticking the stickers on the paper, because as you know, sticker removal is not fun, and sometimes it can rip the stickers or it can rip the page underneath. So, putting this here is like a great hack. I love this. Best thing ever. And then, so what I decided to do is take these really big snowflakes that kind of match the size of these floral bouquets and place them opposite and adjacent from each other. I think that's the correct term. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I was going for here. So like the snowflake is sticking out of the left side, upper on one side, and then the lower right side on the other. So they're kind of like symmetrical, or maybe asymmetrical. Don't know. But here I created another little garland scene. I feel like I went a little crazy with this area, a little crazy. Like I definitely could have gotten away with just doing that little center snowflake bouquet, but then I just decided, you know what? Garlands. I need tons of them. And so that's what's going on here. And then I decided, wouldn't it be so cute if the bird was like sitting on the garland as if it was just like sitting there, hanging out, chilling. So that's what happened. And then, of course, I added some more clusters, some more snowflake clusters around the whole thing. So this is the way that it turned out. I am happy with the way that it turned out, but I think that once I was finished with the full spread, with all my full boxes and all of my like days of the week done, then I was like, wait a second, maybe I went just like a slightly overboard. So we'll see. I'm very extra though, so I'm okay with it. And then here I am going back and adding even more hanging snowflakes. I can't with myself. I'm like looking at my spread right now in front of me. And yeah, it gets pretty busy once you add the day by day into it, but I think it's still fun. So I think it's really pretty, like on its own, like just right now, I think that's really gorgeous. But once I add the day by day, it gets a little busy, a little bit busy. Okay, so up here, I'm kind of going through, this is the stuff that I usually would delete, but I decided to leave it in for you guys because I feel like a lot of people, like I said, have been requesting that and like that. So I end up changing that little piece that I put over the full box to something else because I don't know, that was actually really pretty. I mean, I could have left it, but I ended up changing it. And then over here, I'm just adding my headers. I've been using only 2 headers from the kit, like 2 colors from the kit. Even though most kits come with 3 sets of headers, I'm only using 2 of the sets. But I really, really love that kits are still like coming out with 3 sets of headers because it's nice to have the option. So you can choose like a patterned one or, you know, one color versus another. You know, having 3 options, even if you don't use all of them, is really nice. And I still prefer it because there is usually one header that I don't like absolutely love. Okay, so here I was deciding whether or not I wanted to kind of close off this area with a line divider. And usually I would go for this, but there was something about this spread that line felt too intense, or I don't know. The snowflakes and the dot headers kind of gave this like dainty vibe to them. Like they're very confetti and dainty, and I don't know, the line felt like too intense, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, but that's why I ended up just going with this dot divider. I think this is a honey inked dot divider or header, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like this matched more because the clusters of dots on the headers and all of the like dot garlands and snowflake garlands, it just went with the snow vibe a lot better than the line. So I decided to go with that. And then I also decided not to put them underneath the headers, like underneath the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday date covers, because again, it just felt like too much, and it felt like the line was going to kind of close it off, and too much of like a thick, solid line when what I was going for was like a dainty snowflake vibe. So you'll see that I did not end up using those. And then here I am taking off the header that I put down and replacing it with this big lace divider from Honey Inked, I just felt like this lace divider matched the vibes of the kit really, really well. It's like a really full lace dainty divider. I mean, it's thick, so it's not super dainty, but the like foiling in it is very intricate and dainty. And I also wanted to use these from Harriet Wright Designs, and it kind of matched. It wasn't perfect, but they both had that kind of like doily lace vibe to them. So they really, really matched each other. And, you know, they're both being in the sidebar. It felt right. So that's why I ended up doing that. And then here I'm just taking this is a like half scallop circle from the kit. And I'm just creating like a little scene over here in my sidebar by layering a few of these. I went for that kind of same look I did in my hole punch area where it's asymmetrical or like opposite and adjacent, you know, whatever the correct terminology is for that area. That's what I was going for in this section as well. So I wanted them to kind of be like opposite and facing each other and create like a little scene here. So I did the bench and the lamp because it just felt like, you know, that's what would be together in real life. It's like a little bench and a lamp maybe as you're walking through a park or something. And then I decided to put some floral deco right underneath the lamp to kind of continue on with the snow that was underneath the bench. So it's like all one horizontal plane, if you will. Okay, so down here, I decided that I wanted to do something to show that it was January, the first week of January. It's not the first day, like January 1st does not occur on this week, because obviously that was for New Year's, but I also wanted to show that it was the first week of January, because usually you would use a Hello January script or a Hello Month script on the first day, but since that was for New Year's, I didn't do that. I used like Happy New Year's. So I decided to put it in my this week area to show like, hey, this is the first week of January. And I felt like that was a really good use of that area, because I don't have like a specific thing that I do for that area exactly each week. Like I know some people do the same thing each week in that area. I don't. So I decided to go with Hello January, and I feel like it really fit the spread and tied in. Okay, so here are the full boxes. Ever since I watched one of Lauren's videos a while ago where she talked about Kiara putting her favorite full box at the top of Thursday, ever since I heard that, I've been doing that. So that's what I did here. My favorite full box in the kit was that really pretty window scene where you can like see through the window and see the fireplace. That was my favorite one. So I put that on the top of Thursday, and I think it looks awesome there. I think it's so cute. And then for the rest of the full boxes, they really had similar colors, so I didn't really have a hard time with choosing which box goes where, because the colors, like I said, are so similar. So I kind of just put them where I felt that they looked best with the actual items that are inside the box. So as you can see, I put the clothing box on Monday and then the other like really simple box on Saturday, so that you have like one simple box on each page. Okay, here's everything done. I did line the bottom of each column with a little half snowflake divider from Honey Inked. And now let's get into the day by day. Okay, so here I am marking that I worked this morning using a little email icon from White Deer Stationery. Is this an all White Deer Stationery spread? It is. Oh, wait, no. Okay, it's almost an all White Deer Stationery spread, but I do have a few foiled icons at the end that we will get to. But anyways, I'm using a work script, which is from Paper Trail Plans. All of my scripts are from Paper Trail Plans. I like to keep the consistency, and I think it makes the spread look very cohesive when all the scripts are from the same place, or at least have the same font. So that's why all of them are from Paper Trail Plans. Although I feel like Giving Girl and Paper Trail Plans have like a similar font, so sometimes I can get away with using both of those in the same spread. Next, I'm marking that I FaceTimed my best friend. We FaceTime every day. I probably talk about this in my spreads all the time. But living an entire state away from your best friend is not not the best thing, guys. It's not fun. We visit each other often though. We like take turns, like I go there, she comes here, and we at least stay for like a few days with each other, which is really awesome. And then next I marked that I made reels this day. I've been like loving making reels. They're really time consuming and they actually take a lot of effort and work to make. I know for such a short video, like a little 1 minute thing, 30-second thing, you wouldn't think it's going to take that long, but they take like, I don't know, at least a half an hour, if not longer, to do the whole thing and then edit it and pick the right music and post it. But it is fun. And I think that it gives your feed, something more to look at than just pictures. So I think it's worth it. And all of the icons, like I said, are White Deer stationery, except for a few foiled ones at the end that are going to be Crafts by Tally. Okay, so in order to bring in some more of the kind of layered elements that I was going for, so I layered this bouquet and the snowflake in my hole punch area, and I layered the Harriet Wright Designs doily and the scallop circle from the kit in the sidebar area. And so in order to, kind of go with that layering theme throughout, I went ahead and layered that scallop on top of a Crafts by Tally one to mark that I went on a bike ride that day with Tyler. We went on a lot of bike rides in winter. It was just great weather. We had to bundle up, but it was really nice to go on a lot of bike rides. So like I said, layered that to bring in the layering elements and keep the spread really consistent. Okay, so next on Tuesday, I'm marking that I had one meeting this day. I think that phone is just the cutest thing ever to mark that. Also, I wanted to point out that it is so satisfying that the White Deer stationery icon colors, the blue and like the creamy yellow, matched perfectly with the kit. I mean, the colors were literally spot on. The blues in the kit range from like a dusty blue to almost like a tealish blue. And then the cream color in the kit is like a really, really muted yellowy cream, which is pretty much exactly the color in the phone and in the White Deer stationery icon. So it's literally perfect. It was very satisfying. And then I marked having a doctor appointment this day. I'm pretty sure this was like my follow-up appointment from, I had COVID in November and my doctor had scheduled like a follow-up online Zoom call or video call to check on how I was doing, which I really liked that she had done that because I feel like the doctors out here are really, really good and they make sure to follow up with you. So yeah, that went well. I was like completely better by that time. My COVID was, I think maybe 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks total, like out of my life. And I didn't get it that bad. It was definitely like a bad cold, but I did not get it that bad. So I was like 100% better by that time, by that meeting in January. And it was awesome. Okay, so then I marked doing laundry and then I marked playing PS5 with Tyler. We had gotten a lot of PS5 games for Christmas, so that happened all throughout January and February. Especially games that you can play together with people. Those are really fun. And then I'm doing this trick down here that I learned from Lauren where if your day is kind of not a lot going on, you can fill up the bottom or top of your day with some extra deco and some extra floral because I really didn't have much going on this day. So I didn't want to put like, nothing or put dinner or something boring like that. So I just filled it with some florals. And here is Tuesday all done. Okay, so moving on to Wednesday, I marked that I worked. And I think I talk about this in like every single video, but I like to switch up the way that I mark the same thing. So if I work every day, I like to switch up the way that I mark that. Or if I don't know, post on Instagram or do something every single day, I like to not use the same exact icon because then it can get really repetitive and redundant in the spread. And I want it to look like interesting. So I used a laptop icon for that. And then I marked right here, I'm doing another layering thing. So I just took 2 of the boxes from the kit. One is like completely patterned all the way throughout. So I would never use that for writing in, but I think it's perfect for layering. And I just layered the like whited out box on top, which is great for writing in, to mark that I got my haircut this day. Again, I'm never going to get over this, but the yellow in the comb is just like matches the kit perfectly. It's wonderful. And then of course I layered a little bow over top because the scissors were like way too cute not to have a bow on them. So I had my hair done that day. That was like the longest appointment ever. I don't know about you guys, if you guys get your hair done, but my appointments, I swear to God, they take like 4 to 5 hours. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I have a lot of hair or what. It's not like we're doing anything crazy, but they take forever. I think it's just a hair thing. It just takes a long time. Okay, so then I used a very cute little gift icon. I feel like I never get to use this icon, and I love it so much. It is like the cutest little brown paper packaging gift icon, and the brown matches like the bench brown in the kit, which is perfect. But I never get to use it, but I had a gift that day from my Dior SA sales associate. She sent me a Christmas gift, which I thought was like the sweetest thing ever. And so I marked that because it was like a surprise in the mail. And I thought, oh, this is so fun. Definitely want to remember this and mark it. Okay, so here I'm using a cute old-fashioned TV, which I think the snowflake in it was just like a little too big. I wish I used a smaller one because it kind of takes up the entire thing, but that's okay. But I used that to mark that I had played Mario Kart with Sid that night. So she lives, like I said, in a different state, but we FaceTimed and played Mario Kart together, which was very fun because I think she had just gotten a Switch recently at that point. So she was playing a lot with it. And so we FaceTimed and played Mario Kart together, and it was very, very fun. And that's Wednesday all done. And then here is the completed first half of the spread. Okay, moving on. What happened here? What's going on? Oh no! I lost footage. Oh my gosh, I'm just now realizing this, that I lost the entire day of Thursday. Wow, well that sucks. Okay, well I'm going to go over Thursday anyways. So I started out by having one meeting that morning, and I used the little laptop, coffee, and book to mark that. And then I vlogged that day. I was trying to vlog a lot. Like these days, I ended up not editing or posting anything because it's actually really hard to like get into consistent vlogging. If anyone has ever tried, it is very difficult to get consistent with it. But I still marked that I did it that day, and I used a very cute little camera icon. And then I went on a bike ride with Tyler, again with a little White Deer stationary bike. Then I worked on personal finances, and I marked that with a credit card. And then I had a FaceTime with another friend of mine, and I used a little FaceTime icon from Crafts by Towie. Okay, moving on to Friday. I know I'm on Saturday on the video, but I'm still going to go through Friday. I did another layering thing right there. You can see with the little cat and the 2 boxes to mark that I had morning cuddles. The cats were just being so cuddly that morning, and I feel like sometimes I take that for granted, so I wanted to mark it down because it was so nice. And then I marked watching or listening to a podcast and having tea. I was listening to a lot of podcasts in the winter months. And so I marked that with both the headphones icon and the teacup with some Sadie stickers, wind coming out of it, but I just put it vertically so it looks like the coffee is steaming. And then on the bottom of Friday, which you can't see right now, but you will in a second, I marked that I made some more reels and TikToks, and then I marked walk to get mail because any walk is good enough. Even if I'm only going to the mailbox, I still deserve to count that as a walk. But I mean, granted, it was very, very, very cold that day, so I was okay with just going to the mailbox and back. Okay, so moving on to Saturday, finally I'm caught up with the video. Marked work that morning, and then a Starbucks run, and then biking with Tyler. Again, like I said, we were biking a lot this month, and I did that layering trick again where I just took a Crafts by Towie circle, a scallop circle, and then one of the scallop circles from the kit. Okay, so down here I am marking that I got a car wash this day. I don't get car washes often, especially in the winter time. I feel like because it's constantly raining and stuff, so the car just gets dirty again really fast. But I did get a car wash, and I thought that was a fun little thing because I got Starbucks and then went through the car wash, and it was fun. And I should have like switched those around, but the reason that I didn't is because both boxes, like the work one is rectangular and then the car wash one is also rectangular, and I kind of wanted to break up the two rectangles being next to each other, so I switched them, even though in real life I got Starbucks and then went to the car wash and then biked after that, but that's okay. Okay, so on Sunday I marked that we actually biked all the way to a cafe and had breakfast there, which is really, really fun. It was like 20 minutes. It wasn't that long, and we ended up doing that a lot more frequently after that because we realized that, it's actually really not that long to bike all the way to breakfast, and we should do that instead of driving more often. And so we started doing that, but this was like the first day that we did it, and it was very nice. And I just used, again, White Deer Stationery icon to mark that, and I layered some of the florals over top the bike, which before I didn't do that. So I thought that was a cute way to switch up marking the bike. Okay, so next I am marking laundry. This was like one of those really big laundry days where I hadn't done laundry all week, and I saved it up for one day for myself. Just what a great little Sunday present I gave myself. I'm being sarcastic. It was not that fun, but it is a good thing to just, get everything done in one day, and it feels really good to have it done. So that ended up being fun. And then Tyler and I had a big project this day. We organized all the cat toys. It was a lot. We ended up having quite a few to donate, which is awesome. But it was a big project, and we had been putting it off for forever. We basically have this really big container with cat toys, and we went to Target and got some organizers for it and organized all of their toys. And now we only have just one box, one container, that's it, that has their toys in it. And cats don't need anything more than one box. So, we've learned that we spoil our cats, and we need to do toy donations every now and then. Toy donations. Okay, so the last thing that we did on Sunday is we played PS5 together again, and I used a Crafts by Towie foiled icon to mark that. I forget what game we were playing because it was so long ago, but it was either the Spider-Man game or Sackboy, one of those. Both very, very fun to play together with someone. So that's Sunday all done, and here's the entire second half of the week done. I feel bad that I totally either did not film. No, I feel like my camera must have died or something and I didn't notice it, but I totally missed all of Thursday and like most of Friday on my camera. So that my battery must have died and I didn't notice it or something like that. But yeah, that sucks because I definitely thought I was filming. Anyways, that is the final spread. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Here I'm just putting all of my leftover stickers in my leftover sticker book. Someone will win this in a giveaway as soon as it's filled up. I have 3 of them. They're separated by foil color. So I have one for gold, one for silver, one for rose gold. This is an idea that I got from Lauren of Plan Mosh Plan. So if you guys also want a chance to win one of hers, definitely get subscribed to her channel. But it's just a great way to give away, stickers that you will no longer use. And I will no longer be using these, and I don't want to just throw them in the garbage. So that's what this is for. I try to organize them so that everything's kind of in their own place, but sometimes they just go everywhere and go all over the place. But either way, they are at least organized by which kit, you'll never have 2 random kits next to each other. So definitely consider subscribing if you guys want to potentially win that in the future. But that is it for this spread. I really love the way that it turned out. I'm so happy with it. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm posting January content in June, but that is it for now. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.